Celebrities. We love them, we idolize them, and let's be real, we're also completely obsessed with tearing apart every little detail of their lives. But when you mix celebrity status with internet's imagination, you get conspiracy theories so unhinged, they make alien abductions sound believable.
That's what I call a close encounter.
From secret clones to lizard people to time-traveling rappers. Today, we're diving headfirst into 20 shocking celebrity conspiracies.
A good conspiracy is an unprovable one.
My name is James, and welcome to Echoes of the Unknown, where we bring you the creepiest mysteries, the unsolved stories you dare to question, and are downright unbelievable. Now, just a quick disclaimer, none of what you're about to hear is proven fact. These are the kind of theories that pop up in the weird corners of Reddit, late-night talk shows, and the deep, dark pages of the internet. But hey, they're entertaining as hell, and that's why we're here. So grab your tinfoil hat, lock your door in case the Illuminati show up, and in no particular order, let's get into it. Back in the early 2000s, Avril Lavigne was the queen of punk pop, rocking ties and eyeliner like nobody else. But somewhere along the way, fans noticed something strange. Avril didn't look or act like Avril anymore. Theory? She actually died in 2003, and the record label replaced her with a clone named Melissa. Fans point to supposed evidence like changes in Avril's handwriting, differences in her nose and jawline, and the fact her music style shifted from moody punk to bubblegum pop. The internet sleuths say real Avril would never record Hello Kitty, and honestly, that's a fair point. Of course, Avril herself has laughed this off, calling it one of the dumbest rumours ever made. Still, the Melissa theory has become internet legend, with diehards dissecting side-by-side photos like they're solving a crime. So is Avril really Avril? Or are we jamming out to the greatest clone cover band in history? Either way, let's just admit the complicated still slaps. Here is an absolute classic. Back in 1969, rumours spread that Paul McCartney of the Beatles had actually died in a car crash in 1966. According to the theory, the band, not wanting to break up at their peak, secretly replaced Paul with a lookalike named Billy Shears. Fans pointed to the clues hidden in Beatles songs and album covers. The Abbey Road cover, Paul's barefoot and out of step with the others, obviously symbolising a corpse. The White Album, play Revolution 9 backwards, and you supposedly hear Turn Me On, Dead Man. Even John Lennon once joked about it in interviews, adding more fuel to the fire. Despite Paul being very much alive, still touring, still cracking dad jokes, the Paul is dead conspiracy refuses to die. It's basically the OG celebrity death hoax, and proof that even in the 60s, people were way too good at reading into things. All bow down to Queen Bey, unless, of course, you believe she secretly is running the Illuminati. Yep, Beyonce and Jay-Z, more on him later, have been accused of being high-ranking members of a shadowy global elite that supposedly controls the music industry, politics, and maybe even your neighbour's Wi-Fi. The evidence? Fans point to Beyonce's frequent use of triangles, the infamous eye-hand gestures, and cryptic lyrics. Her Super Bowl halftime show, some say it was an Illuminati initiation ritual disguised as entertainment. The fact that she's also basically flawless only adds fuel to the fire. No mortal woman can slay like that without some kind of dark pact, right? Beyonce has addressed this with a laugh, saying people just can't handle powerful women owning their own space. But for conspiracy buffs, every Bey performance is one big Easter egg hunt for hidden symbols. Whether you buy into it or not, one thing's for certain, if Beyonce is running the Illuminati, at least we know the apocalypse will have a killer soundtrack. Alright, this one is so ridiculous it makes you wonder if reality even showed up to work that day. Some conspiracy theorists believe that Katy Perry is actually JonBenet Ramsey, the child beauty queen tragically killed in 1996. Except, according to the theory, JonBenet was never actually killed. She just grew up, changed her name, and became Katy Perry. The proof? People claim Katy and JonBenet's parents look eerily alike, and they say Katy once dropped cryptic hints in interviews and lyrics. Because obviously the best way to hide your identity is to become one of the most famous pop stars on the planet. And let's just forget the fact that the two were born nearly 6 years apart. I mean, who really cares about nonsense like that? Katy has, of course, never addressed this ridiculousness because how do you even respond? No guys, I promise I'm not secretly a child pageant star. Still, this one refuses to die on Reddit threads, making it one of the strangest entries in the Conspiracy Hall of Fame. The old favourite, possibly the first and arguably the most famous celebrity conspiracy of all. Elvis may have left the building in 1977, but millions of fans refused to believe the king of rock and roll actually died. Despite allegedly living on a diet of loaves of bread stuffed with bacon and peanut butter, copious prescription drugs and other narcotics, Elvis's lifestyle did not cause his sudden demise. Instead, they swear Elvis faked his death to escape fame, and has been living quietly ever since. Theories range from eyewitnesses, reports of Elvis being spotted at gas stations, to blurry photos of older Elvis wandering around Graceland. Some even claim he went into hiding with the Witness Protection Program because he knew too much about the government. In 1987, he was spotted in a Burger King in Michigan. Kinda makes sense. He also makes a surprise cameo in the 1990 hit Home Alone. Apparently, this dude here is the king. Okie dokie. Of course, the official story is that Elvis died of a heart attack, but conspiracy diehards insist the king just wanted a break from the spotlight. Whether you believe it or not, Elvis sightings are still reported to this day. If he really is alive, he's got to be pushing 90, which honestly would be the greatest comeback tour of all time. Few celebrity deaths have fueled as much speculation as Tupac's in 1996. Shot in a drive-by in Las Vegas, his passing has been the subject of endless conspiracy theories. The biggest? Tupac never died. He escaped to Cuba, where he's still living under the radar. Fans point to suspicious details, the lack of arrest, clues in his lyrics, and the fact that multiple albums of unreleased music keep dropping years after his death. For many, Tupac's word in Machiavelli, referencing faking one's death, the proof he pulled the ultimate disappearing act. There are even grainy sightings of Tupac chilling in Cuba, sipping cocktails and living stress-free. Of course, none of this has been proven. The idea of the greatest rapper of all time outsmarting everyone and laughing at us from the beach, that's a conspiracy that refuses to die. Slim Shady's fans swear something changed after the year 2006. According to conspiracy theorists, Eminem actually died that year and was replaced by a clone. The evidence includes a shift in his appearance, his jawline, his eyes, the fact that his raps became less angry and more self-reflective, and a noticeable difference in his stage energy. Some claim the real Marshall Mathers was taken out and replaced as part of a grand plan by the Illuminati, yep, it's them again, to control the rap game. Others point to interviews where he seems oddly robotic, as if the clone software is glitching. There are even some people who've analysed his voice with waveforms, claiming it's just not the same. Eminem himself, he's joked about being a clone, leaning into the weirdness, like only he can. Whether you buy it or not, the theory has given us one undeniable truth. If Eminem is a clone, then whoever programmed him has an insane talent for rhyming words with orange. Free Britney! More like deploy Britney. Some conspiracy theorists believe Britney Spears was used by the US government as a distraction from political scandals. The idea is that every time the Bush administration had a rough headline, suddenly Britney was shaving her head or having a public meltdown. Coincidence? The internet thinks not. Fans line up timelines of Britney's infamous incidents against major political events, and it does get a little eerie. New terror alert? Britney's umbrella attack. Bush-approved ratings tanking. Britney's divorce drama. Of course, Britney was just a young woman under massive pressure, not a CIA pawn. Still, the theory paints her as America's unofficial look over here button. If true, Britney deserves payback for basically being a one-woman press secretary. Taylor Swift may write breakup anthems, but some corners of the internet think she's up to something far darker. The conspiracy goes that Taylor is secretly linked with Satanism, or even that she's the reincarnation of Zena LaVey, daughter of Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan. But why? Well, Taylor and Zena do look eerily alike in photos. Plus, some people claim her lyrics and visuals contain occult imagery. Triangles, serpents, and her infamous snake era, anyone? Clearly proof she's leading a generation straight into the underworld. Taylor herself just shrugs this off. In reality, the only cult she runs is the Swifties, and to be honest, they're scarier than any satanic order could ever be. Forget dark rituals, if Taylor really had that kind of power, Scooter Braun would have been hexed years ago. Keanu Reeves is 60 years old, yes, 60 years old at the time of writing, and somehow looks exactly like he did in the 90s. This has led to one of the internet's favourite theories, that Keanu is immortal, a vampire, an ageless being walking among us. Websites catalogue centuries-old portraits of men who look suspiciously like Keanu, a French actor from 1875, a nobleman from the Renaissance. The resemblance is uncanny, and the fact that Keanu never seems to age, case closed. Keanu, ever the good sport, just laughs when asked about it. Honestly, if immortality means rescuing puppies, donating millions to charity and starring in John Wick, maybe we should let him keep the secret. If Keanu Reeves is a vampire, He's the nicest vampire in history, and there is one caveat to this. One would think that with all this spare time over the centuries, good old Keanu may have found just a little time to take some acting lessons. When Michael Jackson passed away in 2009, the world mourned. But some fans believe the King of Pop never actually died. He staged the whole thing to escape the pressures of fame. Theories point to inconsistencies in reports, mysterious sightings, and even supposed cameos of Michael in the background of YouTube videos post-2009. Others claim his soft-spoken daughter, Paris, dropped clues in interviews. Of course, the official story is clear. Michael passed after a fatal overdose. But the myth of him living quietly, away from the spotlight, persists. Fans claim he loves disguises and can blend into a crowd. But maybe he really is out there, watching us, waiting for the perfect moment to moonwalk back into the headlines. Before Lady Gaga rose to fame, there was another young singer named Lena Morgana. Tragically, Lena died in 2008, but conspiracy theorists believe Gaga either stole her identity or was somehow responsible for her death. The proof? Gaga's early style, music and persona are eerily similar to Lena's. Some fans even claim that Gaga used Lena's unreleased music and transformed it into her own. And of course, because it's the internet, that blossomed into darker rumours that Gaga orchestrated Lena's downfall to take her place in the spotlight. In reality, Gaga has acknowledged Lena respectfully, but never entertained the conspiracy. Still, for some fans, it's easier to believe Gaga pulled off an identity heist than to admit she just worked her butt off and had a vision no one else did.
What single-cell organism did you evolve from?
Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Lizard King. Thank you very much.
Okay, buckle up for this one. Some people think that Justin Bieber is a shape-shifting reptilian alien. Yep, straight out of Men in Black. This all started after a tabloid reported that Bieber shape-shifted during a court appearance in 2014. Soon after, a viral YouTube clip claimed his eyes morphed reptilian mid-blink. Conspiracy forums exploded, saying Justin is part of the reptilian overlords secretly ruling humanity. Of course, the videos were debunked, and Bieber is, to the best of our knowledge, fully human. But the lizard rumour stuck, because honestly, who doesn't want to imagine a teenage heartthrob also ruling the galaxy with a forked tongue? At least it explains baby getting stuck in our head for weeks at a time. That's subliminal reptile mind control right there, folks. Kanye West has been at the centre of countless headlines. One of the wildest theories claims that real Kanye disappeared around 2016 and was replaced by a clone. The reasoning? Fans say his face subtly changed, his energy shifted, and his public behaviour became even more erratic. Others point to his sudden weight fluctuations and claim the new Kanye has different teeth. Because apparently the Illuminati, there they are again, can clone a man but can't get the dental work quite right. Kanye has never directly addressed his clone theory, though given his flair for dramatics, he'd probably find it quite hilarious. Whether or not you believe it, one thing is for sure, the real Kanye, clone Kanye, or alternative universe Kanye, the man never fails to keep it talking.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Marilyn Monroe's death in 1962 was ruled a probable suicide. Conspiracy theorists have never accepted the official story. Instead, many believe she was assassinated because of her rumoured ties to President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert Kennedy. According to this theory, Marilyn knew too much about political secrets, and her untimely death was a cover-up orchestrated by powerful men. Others suggest she was silenced because she threatened to go public with explosive affairs. The FBI's declassified file shows she indeed was under surveillance, which only fuels speculation. While the truth may never be known, this conspiracy adds yet another layer of intrigue to Hollywood's most enduring icon. And in true Marilyn fashion, it's a mystery wrapped in glamour, whispers, and a touch of tragedy. Nicolas Cage can't escape this one. The most memeable of memeable actors, Cage's lifestyle is, even by celebrity standards, rather eccentric to say the least. When he's not buying rare dinosaur skulls, haunted castles, and a pet octopus, he's starring in up to 400 films a year to pay the taxman.
So what do you say you cut me some friggin' slack?
How does he have the energy for all this, I hear you cry? Well, a vintage photo from the 1800s surfaced showing a man who looks exactly like him, sparking the theory that Cage is an immortal vampire who's been walking the earth for centuries. His ageless, eccentric energy only fuels it. Plus, let's be honest, his film choices sometimes feel like the work of a man who's lived way too long. Cage has laughed about the theory, saying he's not a vampire, but he does love staying up late, which is kind of suspicious, I suppose. Also, the hilariously atrocious but classic cult movie Vampire's Kiss may be the greatest case of method acting the silver screen has ever seen.
I'm a vampire.
If Nicolas Cage really is immortal, at least he's using eternity to give us gems like National Treasure, Con Air, and the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
And honestly, if vampires exist, Cage is exactly who we'd expect to be one. Bob Marley's tragic death from cancer in 1981 has a darker twist in conspiracy circles. Some believe Marley was assassinated by the CIA because its influence was too powerful. The most cited evidence is a story about Marley receiving a pair of boots as a gift, supposedly lined with radioactive copper wire. Shortly after, he injured his toe, the same place his fatal cancer began. Conspiracy theorists, this is no coincidence, but a target attack by shadowy forces. There's never been proof, but the idea that a peaceful musician spreading love and revolution could be silenced by a government agency, that's the kind of theory that refuses to fade. Jay-Z doesn't just have 99 problems, he apparently has 99 lifetimes too. A famous 1939 photograph shows a Harlem man who looks exactly like Jay-Z. Conspiracy theorists say this is proof the rapper is actually a time traveller. Combine that with his obsession with wealth, power and cryptic imagery, and fans have painted Jay-Z as some sort of time-hopping mastermind who's been influencing culture for decades. Jay himself jokes about, of course, it's them again, the Illuminati, but never the time travel ones, which naturally makes people even more suspicious. If true, at least he uses his powers to give us Empire state of mind. Time well spent. Here's one of the strangest celebrity conspiracies out there. Some people believe that Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind. Yep. Despite being one of the most legendary blind musicians of all time, conspiracy theorists claim Stevie's been faking it all along. The proof? A famous clip showing him catching a falling microphone stand on stage with lightning reflexes. Fans say there's no way he could have done that without seeing it. Others point to photos of him taking pictures with cameras, courtside seats at basketball games, and even driving a car as part of a prank. Of course, Stevie himself has laughed off the rumours, even joking about it in interviews. Realistically, he's just got sharp instincts and incredible awareness, but the internet loves a good twist, and the idea that Stevie Wonder has been pulling the ultimate prank for decades, that's a theory that refuses to fade. Tom Cruise has been leaping off skyscrapers, dangling from helicopters and sprinting like the world's fastest action figure for decades. Naturally, conspiracy theorists think it's suspicious that he hasn't slowed down one bit. The theory?
I want the truth!
Tom Cruise is secretly immortal, just like Keanu and just like Nicolas Cage, kept young and superhuman, but this time thanks to Scientology. According to believers, his ties in the church aren't just spiritual. They claim he's been granted access to alien technology or ancient knowledge that allows him to defy aging. Others suggest his body is regularly upgraded like some kind of sci-fi action star brought to life. The proof? He looks pretty much the same as it is in the 80s, does his own stunts that would hospitalise most humans, and somehow bounces back without so much as a limp. Some even argue his seemingly eternal youth is part of a deal. Spread Scientology through blockbuster films, and in exchange, you can live forever, Tom. Tom, of course, just credits his insane training, strict lifestyle, and passion for film, but honestly, if he is immortal, we're totally fine with it, because the man makes Mission Impossible look like a documentary. So there we have it, 20 fascinating but essentially baseless conspiracy theories involving our favourite celebs. What was your favourite? Put it in the comments below, and also let me know what other conspiracies you've heard of and that you would like to hear about in another video. Please like and subscribe if you have a second. I'll be going deeper into some of these at a later date, so stay tuned for the standalone videos. Until then, I've been James, you've been great, keep asking questions, and always keep listening for the echoes. Thank you very much.